Hello, my name is Kevin Hua, and for my presentation today, I've decided to talk about how I think PC gaming is much better than console gaming. This is a topic that I am very passionate about. I tend to hear a lot about it from both sides amongst my friends and peers, and I want to give you what my take is regarding this whole debate. So, to start off, what are video games? Well, video games are entertaining games that are played entirely electronically. Depending on the game, it can either be either play with your friends or just on your own. Currently, people play on two different platforms. People call these two platforms as PC and console. PC games are, of course, played on a PC, while console games are played on a television of their own. There are many different pros and cons when it comes to playing to either platform, but I think that the pros outweigh the cons heavily on PC, as you'll see soon enough. Starting off, graphics are meant to be some of the most important parts when it comes to today's gaming. Depending on the game, graphics can either make or break a video game, especially if the marketing is about the graphics themselves. As such, many gamers, including console gamers, have stated that PC graphics are much better than that of console. PC parts are always changing day by day, and with consoles, you're not going to get that much change over time as consoles are built using the same parts for a few years. Along with this, graphics cards and parts for gaming are always getting cheaper and cheaper, as you'll see in the next slide. In the current day, building a personal computer has been getting more and more popular, with more people purchasing parts and computers on their own rather than buying a pre-built. As such, hardware parts are continuously getting cheaper and cheaper, while upfront it may seem like PCs are getting more expensive than getting a console. Getting a PC can easily outperform 2 or 3 generations of consoles. A generation is around maybe 6 years between each console. This is a fairly long lifespan and is much cheaper overall. So, as I said before, since computers are entirely capable of being built entirely from scratch, this also means that it allows for a whole host of upgradeability. In a PC, anyone can easily repair and upgrade their own PC at any time. So let's say that your CPU happened to be overheated, you can't use it anymore, it's broken. Anyone can easily pop open the desktop case, take the CPU out and just order a new one and then replace it. However, compare this to a PS4, like a console, where the CPU can also be damaged. The manufacturer has managed that way you cannot open these consoles up, and because of that, you either have to go to a company, which will cost you for the repair and the cost, or you can easily buy a new one, which is also very costly. Because of this, either way, PCs are comparatively much easier to maintain compared to consoles. In today's market, a lot of console games are made to be exclusive to whatever console they happen to release on. For example, a game called Demon's Souls released on PlayStation recently, and it cannot be played on any other console or platform, restricting a good portion of the player base. However, it is known amongst console developers that PCs generally a neutral territory for games to release on. So as such, the list of games that is available on PC is much higher than compared to the list of games released on console. As I will be talking about later, there are many exclusive console games along with PC exclusive games that are released on PC, and this number is only increasing more and more. When it comes to online access, many people from both sides agree that PC easily wins this argument. Currently, Microsoft and Sony require you to pay a monthly subscription in order for you to play with your friends and with other people online. A year of service can run you back around $60 on an Xbox Gold membership, and essentially these companies are basically forcing you to pay in order for you to be able to contact with other people online. Compare this to PC, where you don't have to pay for anything in order to have communication with people. This is a very essentially paying for this is really unreasonable. There's really no point in paying for it. With how old the computer is, many games have released on PC platform. As such, people are always going back and playing old games that they had played when they were a kid. Today, any PC is capable of allowing older, more retro games being played on there, on a modern PC. Doesn't matter what game it was, as long as it was released on a PC. So because of this, there are still older games that have yet to die in terms of relevancy, and people are always trying to create new ways in order to relive their own childhood on a PC. Something you won't get as much on a console. As I said before, PC gamers tend to have spent less money comparatively to those who spent money on games on a console. A lot of games within the market are usually priced fairly high. Triple A game in Canada will normally cost you around a whopping $80, which is very high compared to other games. For smaller games, they're normally priced around like $30, $60, which isn't really that much, but it certainly adds up when you're buying like a whole bunch. For PC gaming, these games are always going to be found going on sale all the time. GTA 5, which is still considered a AAA game. It's currently priced online as a total of $15. And while on console, these games are still being sold at a cost of like $60. This is a very big difference in price, and I do not think that anyone will argue against a big discount in price. PC gamers comparatively are paying much less money than a spending console gamer. And for my final argument, everyone knows that PC is probably one of the most important items you can have in your day-to-day life. It helps us communicate, learn, work. In any office or desk job, having a desktop is such an essential part of our lives. You're never going to get that inconvenience in a console, which were only intentionally built to be a one-use machine. PCs are much more reliable, versatile, and essentially, they're way better in terms of purpose when we compare to the likes of a console. So, in conclusion, playing on a PC is comparatively much better in terms of pricing, convenience, variety, and accessibility. While it is entirely one's preference and opinion on how they play their video games, I personally believe that playing on a PC is way better overall.